Hey everyone, today we're going to explore the really interesting history of the Kurds. So, who are the Kurds? The Kurds are a group of people with a long and fascinating history, strong traditions, and their own special language. They've lived in the middle of the Middle East for thousands of years. Even though they've been there for so long, the Kurds don't have their own country. They live in several different countries, and their story is one of hardship, holding on to who they are and simply surviving. There are somewhere between 30 and 40 million Kurds, making them one of the biggest groups of people without their own country. They mostly live in parts of Turkey, Iraq, Syria, Iran, and Armenia, an area often called Kurdistan. But Kurdistan isn't actually a country, it's a region that's spread across several countries. Kurdish people speak a language called Kurdish. It's related to other languages like English and Spanish, but it's also unique. There are different versions of Kurdish like Kurmanji and Sorani, which are the most common. Even though they share a language, Kurds are diverse. They have different religions. Most are Sunni Muslims, but there are also Shia Muslims, Christians, and Yazidis. Kurdish culture is full of life. Music, dancing, and storytelling are super important to them. They have celebrations like Nowruz, the Kurdish New Year, where everyone comes together and has a great time. Kurdish art and writing have been around for a long time, even though sometimes people tried to stop them because of politics. Sadly, the Kurds have often been stuck in the middle of political problems. For many years, people tried to stop them from speaking their language, celebrating their culture, and even just being themselves. In Turkey, it was against the rules to speak Kurdish for a long time. In Iraq, under Saddam Hussein, they were attacked with dangerous chemicals and treated very badly. In Syria and Iran, they fought for more control over their own lives, but the governments often fought back. More recently, the Kurds fought against ISIS, a very bad terrorist group. In Syria, Kurdish fighters were really important in defeating ISIS. They were very brave, and people around the world admired them. But this also made things more complicated, especially with Turkey, because Turkey thinks some Kurdish groups are also terrorists. Many Kurdish people have had to leave their homes because of fighting, unfair treatment, and just not being safe. Millions of Kurds live in refugee camps in different countries. They've had to move around a lot throughout history. Even with all these difficulties, the Kurds haven't given up. They are determined to keep their culture, language, and who they are alive. Whether they live in the mountains of Iraq, the cities of Turkey, or in other countries around the world. Even though they don't have their own country, the Kurds are still important in the Middle East and the world. They are still fighting for people to know who they are, for fair treatment, and for peace. Their story isn't finished yet. Don't forget to